This is like my sixth attempt at this video. And I keep on using analogies, extreme analogies, and insults, and it's very hard not to sink to that level. And I do crack up laughing as well because I'm so incredulous at this character. It's absolutely pathetic. The court ring, you're being pathetic, right? Don't hate the sinner, hate the sin. Okay, so I really don't like the sins that you commit in this video, court ring. Okay, so what is this video about? I want to give some context to this video. There's a site called Kiwi Farms. That's a doxing and harassing site. It's got mainstream media coverage before, which driven young men to suicide. Okay, and nothing's been done about them really. They haven't been cracked down upon enough. And now that Courtney's gone after a trans and a female Republican senator or governor, right, now action's really been taken and they're starting to get banned from the internet. I think they've been banned from internet sites before in the past. They've been taken down, but they've just moved elsewhere. Okay, and I'm going to talk about my history of the court ring, right? And you might think this might make me biased, but I don't just object to them because they're against MRAs. There's plenty of sites that are against MRAs, but they don't engage in doxing and stalking and swatting, right? But I discovered Kiwi Farms when I was trying to search up particular MRAs, find out information about them, and I found these forum posts about them, and they were mocking them and even calling them paedophiles. And they were going after intactivists and calling them paedophiles. They were calling intactivists paedophiles because their logic was, oh, you're interested in baby dicks, you must be paedophiles. Even though intactivists are trying to protect baby boys from being circumcised, right? And I posted, and I was objecting to it, and I got banned. And they said, oh yeah, this is just drama, no drama. The mods banned me. So bear that in mind when you try and free speech concern troll for Kiwi Farms. They don't believe in free speech themselves. And their site is not about free speech. It's about harassing and doxing. So that's the context explained. Let's get on with this video.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy and Doc here on this wonderful Labor Day, lamenting what I kind of thought was going to happen. We talked about this last week.
This is fake geek cred, by the way, which really annoys me. You do not play these games at all, right? You probably didn't know what these games were, right? Okay, I'm just pointing that out. I'm sorry for being pedantic.
It was a very big victory for online freedom of speech.
Yes. So swatting, doxing, harassment is a victory for freedom of speech. I don't call you a freedom of speech advocate. I call you a freedom of speech troll, a free speech troll, right? And none of these guys, if you press them hard enough, they'll always fold on the free speech principles, always, 100% of the time. And I know you would as well. You're one of the more extreme types. It'll take more for you to fold on it, but you will fold on it. There's this pro-NATO bootlick who runs a channel trying to justify the Nazis in Ukraine, and he used free speech concern troll arguments to defend their position, to defend Nazis being in armed forces in Ukraine, right? And a month later, he did a video calling for censorship and banning of Russian trolls. People support the Russians in the Ukraine war. So he did a complete 180 on his free speech argument. And I've seen this countless times. I've seen Ben Shapiro ban people from his Q&As for asking him difficult questions, right? And he's a free speech concern troll, right? You free speech concern trolls, especially you right-wing ones, you do this every single time. That's why I don't trust you. Your principles are rotten. They're inconsistent. They're stuck on a unattainable platonic ideal, right? They're just very immature and teenagerish. But you fold on them every single time. Every single time. I'm sorry.
Usually when you're a free speech advocate, you are pressed. You are tried. Your support of free speech is tried by the worst kind of speech.
Well, the problem is you don't just defend people offering bad ideas or false ideas or misinformation. You're defending people committing illegal actions, right? The mafia don ordering a hit on someone, you don't defend that under free speech laws. He's ordering the death of someone. You can't just go, oh, those are just merely words, right? Okay.
The 99.9999999% of speech that most people will ever encounter online, but usually the worst stuff. And
the thing is, I'm not a free speech absolutist. I believe in censorship on some level, right? Okay, I want Nazis banned and censored. I want feminists banned and censored. You see, if someone's ignorant, stupid, or a little bit hateful, I've got some leeway for them, right? But certain groups, their ideas have been debunked over and over again. They're spreading false information on purpose. They know the information is false, so I'm okay with them being banned and censored. The only problem I have with it is I don't trust the government to do it, and I don't know where to draw the line, right? It's very hard to decide where to draw the line, okay? But on principle, I'm not against banning and censoring certain groups, okay?
Gaslighting, pro censorship weirdos will.
No. You're the weirdo. You're the weirdo. And what really pisses me off about you right wingers who use the term weirdo, right? You use the term weirdo against powerful people who've got more social power and social dominance over you, who abuse you, you being men. They get away with it and you just dismiss them as being weirdos to cope, to laugh it off, right? These intersectional feminists, right, who've got a male feminist to box your face in, right, and punch you, right, they're not weirdos, okay? And I personally don't like how you handled it. Okay, I'm not going to say how I would have handled it because I don't want to talk about committing violence. I wouldn't have went to the police. Let's put it that way, right? But I'm not going to shame someone who went to the police because I think that's an acceptable response because it's trying to stop the action. It's trying to stop it. What you did, you sued him, and this might be culturally acceptable in America if someone punches you, but I want someone punished properly, right? Because if someone can afford to pay the lawsuit, the suing, right, that means they've got a lot of money and they're getting off with it. That guy who punched you, that male feminist who punched you and boxed you and bragged about it, he should have gone to jail to deter him from doing it again. And he's probably going to hit someone again, thanks to you, because you wanted the money, right? You wanted a false apology from him instead of taking correct justice. I've never liked that about you, and I stopped following you because of that, right? And I've always been a bit wary from you from the start, but I had sympathy for you because you was punched and attacked. Right? That's how I discovered you. But then you just sued someone and took the fucking money. Come on.
Come around and say, well, here's something horrendous. Do you support that?
Yeah, you do support it. And you're going to prove that you do support it.
It's very easy to not. It's this idea that if you are pro free speech, that you must support all speech. You must agree with all speech.
I think that's a bit of a straw man, isn't it? There's a difference between you're offering a straw man argument right there. Okay. Also, that you are an enabler, right? And it's some speech that's just this whole Kiwi Farms is not a free speech issue, right? Finding some mentally ill weirdo online who says something stupid on YouTube and has a small YouTube video of like 100 viewers, doxing them, posting a forum post to taunt at them and laugh at them and mock them for being mentally ill, right, and harassing them, right? Okay, that is not something that needs to be covered by free speech. That's not in the public interest. Okay, and that is actually bullying the mentally ill weirdo, the loner, from expressing himself, for saying weird things, because he's going to be intimidated. And that's what Kiwi Farms do. They ban and censor people from their own forums, and if you really piss them off, they'll stalk and dox you. Yeah? That's what you're defending.
It is a way that gaslighting censorship goons will get people to waver and like question their own support of free speech.
Yeah, but I question your support of illegal actions. That's the difference.
There are all sorts of things that are said by all sorts of people that are awful that I don't support, but I support their right to say it. And
okay, so if a mafia don wants to order a hit on you, right, and he doesn't actually carry it out, you support his right to say it, right? Or you support the right to for someone to smear you and say false things about you, okay? Right? So let's say someone accused you of committing a crime, right, and it got you in trouble. Would you support that person's right to say it? Yes or no? Because I got a feeling that you'll take that person to court, wouldn't you? Right? You would in a heartbeat to defend your reputation, especially if your job and YouTube career was under threat and your status was under threat. You'd seek legal redress in a heartbeat. But you would also be a bit of a psychopath, in my opinion. If someone else was going through that, you'd have no empathy for them and you just tell them to suck it up. That's one of the reasons why you're inconsistent. Something done to you would be an outrage, right? Right, but something done to others, they got to suck it up, haven't they? Okay.
And what they do is they try to put you up with them. They say, oh, Andrew Tate's done this terrible thing, and the quartering supports Andrew Tate. No.
Yeah, you see, Andrew Tate, right? I don't like the guy. I'm not going to defend him. I'm not going to say anything about him, except he's used as a pretext to smear MRAs, and he's nothing to do with the men's rights movement. And all the stupid things that he does, as far as I'm concerned, he's on his own. Period. I'm not going to defend his rights to say the stupid shit that he says. He's an idiot, and he's just there's more important things for men to worry about than Andrew Tate. That's not a cross I'm going to die on.
I support freedom of speech. Oh, the quartering supports the farms, where they say horrible things about protected groups.
Yeah, I don't believe in protected groups, right? All right. If there's hate speech against trans, there's hate speech against women, there's hate speech against gays, the same standard must be applied to straight heterosexual men of all races, period. I want consistent hate speech laws applied to all groups consistently. Now, the only problem is where do you draw the line? And I don't trust the government to apply it consistently. But newsflash, the quartering, these hate speech laws are already being applied against men, right? Women, the most protected privileged group in existence, are the most protected group, right? Women can tweet kill all men with impunity. In the UK, in my country, if you tweet kill all men, you'll go to jail. And if you tweet it in the USA, I don't know if you'll go to jail, but your Twitter account will be deleted for sure. Yeah?
No, I just support their ability to say it. And we had what felt like a huge.
I'm going to point something else as well. Okay, even if someone has the right to say it, a service provider, a business, right, doesn't have to give them the right to say it. They don't have to be an enabler. Okay, it's their business. I thought you believed in property rights, right? Unless you believe in laws forcing these service providers to give these people a platform, you should support their property rights, owning the business. Okay. And you being a right winger, I don't expect consistency from you because you right wingers never are consistent.
Win last week, and predictably, it completely crumbled this week. I'm gonna get into it after.
Well, the thing is, Kiwi Farms is doxing and swatting people. What the fuck do you expect, you imbecile? I'm sorry. What do you expect, right? From a moral perspective and from their own self-interest perspective, they carry on enabling them. They can get in a lot of trouble, right? They're just in self-preservation mode, right?
Super quick word from this video sponsor. Huge shout out to this video Zoom, and then talking about internet traffic, your true internet access, net access. Now, on September 3rd, after issuing a bold statement the week before, a couple days before, Cloudflare, this site that had kind of protected this forum.
Yet protected a doxing and stalking and swatting forum. Swatting is attempted murder. It's where you phone the police on someone and say they're committing a crime, and you know how gun-ho the American police are, and there's been cases of the American police just shooting people without even investigating it properly. Just, oh, this person's a threat, he's male, let's shoot him. Bang! Dead. Swatting is attempted murder. Do you endorse attempted murder, the quartering?
From DDoS attacks and other. This is one thing that everyone seems to. Oh, it's totally fine to DDoS this website because there's words on it that we don't like.
No, not this dishonest framing that you free speech cretins do all the time. It's not words I don't like on it. It's doxing and swatting and harassment, right? Okay, it's not just words they don't like. They don't like the word the. They don't like the word ice cream on it, right? No, they don't like. There's this person's personal information. This person's a loser. This person's a creep. This person's a paedophile. They pedo-smear people. Right? This person's this and that. He's a loser, and they post about him constantly, and they get this person harassed, they get them doxxed, and they get them swatted because it's an incitement to harassment, isn't it? That's what it's for, right? There's no other business to post these person's personal information, right? There might be a public interest case in certain cases where there's a big celebrity doing something outrageous or doing something illegal, and you want to expose them. But apart from that, small internet nobodies with really small YouTube channels, there's no public interest exposing them, period. So it's just done for malicious harassment reasons, right? And 95% of the victims are male. Furries get harassed a lot by these people in Kiwi Farms, right? People with a fetish or a different preference for what they like, right? Aesthetics, they like furry animal costumes or whatever the fuck, right? I'm not into it. I don't really understand it, okay? But they don't deserve to be harassed by it, do they? It's like, oh, this person likes Star Trek. This guy's a Trekkie. He wears Trek uniforms. Let's dox him. It's like saying that. It's ridiculous, right? And do you know what? The feminist media and the so-called liberal media that you hate, they do a lot of lies by omission, right? For example, they'll defend Amber Heard by doing lies by omission, by admitting what she does, Okay, you're doing lies by omission. You're the same as the so-called legacy media, the mainstream media. You're a liar. I'm calling you a liar, right?
There's all sorts of stuff like that going on, but expecting the left to be, consistent is ridiculous.
No. Some concerned parent for their trans daughter, right? Do you think they're the left? Do you think they're the fucking left? The parents talking about the boy who killed himself over Kiwi Farms. Do you think they're the fucking left? Right? Do you think they're raging Marxists? Right? Do you think they turned up at their son's funeral in a Chairman Mao uniforms with the caps, right, and little military uniforms? Right? No. Right? They're human beings concerned about their own children. Okay, so the fact that you want to smear them as the left, it shows you how obsessive you are. Typical far righter. That's what you are. You're a far righter.
But Matthew Prince came out, or somebody at Kiwi Farms came out and said, or at Cloudflare, that no, we're not going to take the site down. Well, 2 days later, yep, they took the site down.
They probably shut themselves. They probably got legal advice over this. They probably were warned what could happen to them if they didn't take it down. They shut their pants, metaphorically speaking, and then they took it down. That's what happened.
We have blocked the farms. Visitors to any of these sites that use any of Cloudflare's services will see Cloudflare's block page.
Good, because that's blocking a criminal act. Doxing someone is not needed. I'm sorry. Period.
And a link to this post. And that's true. If you try to go to the website, you get this. Cybersecurity by Cloudflare. What happened? Due to an imminent and emergency threat to human life. We didn't see any of that, by the way. And from what
No. Don't gaslight. Don't lie. Don't do lies by admission. Right? I've seen what they've done. I've heard about what they've done. I've read news reports of what they've done. Right? I've studied their forums. I've seen countless posts. I've spent hours reading their posts. I've read news stories of their victims. Right? Okay. It's well known what they do, and there's an air of menace and terror about the group as well. Okay. Right? It's well known what they do. So don't be a gaslighting weirdo. Yeah. You claim that pro-censorship people are gaslighting weirdos. You're the gaslighting weirdo. You're the Burke who got punched. You took it like a coward. Right? You didn't have the courage to really get it dealt with properly. You sued the person instead, right? A normal reaction would be, I want to get the police to get this person jailed, or I'm so angry, I'm going to take the law into my own hands and fight back and attack him. That's what a normal, non-weird person would do. You being the weirdo, right? Okay, weirdo, you sued him and got money out of him instead. And him being a rich kid, he was able to pay it. Okay, weirdo.
I've seen the admin of that forum has denied these claims and has asked.
Wow, he's denied those claims. Wow, it must mean it's not true. You know what? Feminists who have done the same thing, doxing, stalking, harassing, when they do it, they deny it, right? Criminals deny doing criminal things. Wow, it must mean it's true. You know, we don't need a fucking legal system, do we? We can just ask the criminals if they're guilty or not, and they go not guilty. Wow.
For evidence, and I don't believe any's been provided, at least at this point. But
you don't believe any's been provided, so you haven't looked into it. Haven't you? You haven't looked into it. Right, good.
Who?
You know what? Okay. Fuck this. Kiwi Farms boy driven to suicide. Oh, look, there's a Wikipedia article about them. There you go. Suicide and harassment targets. And Wikipedia, while I don't trust them, they source the articles. Okay, so you didn't bother doing research. I found that in 30 seconds. Right? Now, I was being lazy as well. I didn't bother researching it before the video because I know the history of Kiwi Farms. Okay? Fuck you.
Who's surprised, right? So you try to go to the website, you get this, and then why they blocked it. So drive pictures to their own, or drive traffic to their own blog, I guess. Their site may move sites to other providers, and in doing so, come back online. But we've taken steps to block their content from being accessed through our infrastructure.
Yeah, that infrastructure is their own private property. You're a right-winger. You believe in the free market, don't you? Right? You believe in their freedom of exercising the business how they want to exercise it. Right?
This is an extraordinary decision for us to make, and given Cloudflare's role as the internet infrastructure provider, a dangerous one that we are not comfortable with.
You can tell these are free speech concerned trolls who were forced to do this against their will due to legal reasons. You can just tell, right? And I'm sorry, driving young men to suicide by harassment, mentally ill people by harassment out of malicious spite, that's not a free speech issue, is it? Okay.
However, the rhetoric on the farm site and specific targeted threats have escalated over the last 48 hours. Again, no
I think Cloudflare are being disingenuous and they're looking for an excuse to explain why they took so long to act, right? Okay. They've targeted some Republican woman and they've targeted a trans person, and that's where everyone loses their mind. Kiwi Farms have been targeting men for years, for absolute years, and nothing's been done. And I'm actually angry that they only started to really do stuff until recently, right? It's like, oh, the male subhumans, who cares if you get bullied and stalked and harassed online? Oh no, a trans, oh no, a woman. This is not acceptable, we must do something. The hypocrisy, the value they place on male life compared to other forms of life, right? Because the male form of life is the lowest form of life in the eyes of society. From what I can see, makes me angry. Something should have been done about this site years ago. Okay?
evidence provided, you would think that, like, and again, I'm not saying I know that it didn't exist.
You know it does exist, you disingenuous little shit. Right? Okay? I'm not redoing this video because I've already tried like 5 times.
What I'm saying is, if you're going to put this post out, you should probably back it up. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah, that's a concern troll thing right there. You don't bother looking for evidence. It's easy to find. And you know Kiwi Farms does this stuff. You know. And you're going to prove it yourself later on in the fucking video. That's why I fucking swore at you and insulted you. You are legitimately making me angry. Not with your stupidity, but your dishonesty. I do not like dishonest, disingenuous people. And you're a dishonest, disingenuous person.
I mean, if you're going to say these are escalating threats, where?
Well, maybe they're not allowed to show them because the people doing illegal actions are going to be given a heads up and they can try and hide and cover their tracks online. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe they were told not to. Who knows? Okay? Right.
What can you show me some so I know, like...
Well, can you bother searching for it? Can you bother searching for it? I searched for it. I just did it in this video. 30 seconds. 20 seconds. Can you bother searching for it? You lazy fucker.
Where Cloudflare's line actually is? No, what this really was the consistent media pressure. And this whole, like, oh, well, what, Jeremy, do you support all the terrible things they do to the trans people?
Yeah, can you not speak in that sarcastic voice? You sound like an idiot. Come on.
Child, please. They had a whole lot.
No. You don't disparage someone as a child. You got boxed in the face, and like a little boy, you did not fight back physically. Right? Okay? Because you lack courage, and you did not even have the courage to seek proper justice. You sued the person, boy. Child. Like, all these insults that right-wingers do, it's always fucking projection. It's always projection. Right? Every single fucking time. Every single time. Okay? Like, weirdo. Right? Or NPC, or child, or man-child, or soy boy. Right? It's projection every single time. The biggest wimps, the most dishonourable people I've seen every single time have always been right-wing males. Every single time. Right? And I'm not a fan of the left, but you right-wingers take the cake. Every single time. And I was in a fight 2 months ago, and I fought back. Right? And I was fighting for my survival, in a way. Okay? But I didn't take the abuse. I fought back. And I know how hard it is to fight back when you've been attacked suddenly. Right? And you've got to force yourself to fight out of pride and dignity. Okay? And you lack that pride and dignity. Okay? So don't call other people children. Don't disparage them like that. Because you're you know what? By your own standards, you're not a man.
Long thread on me there, which listed my personal home address and said terrible things about me too.
Right, I'm going back because I need to get the flow going.
Tara said, "Do you support all the terrible things they do to the trans people?" Child, please. They had a whole long thread on me there, which listed my personal home address and said terrible things about me too. Okay. It was probably the site that the people used to swat me, and I'm still standing here defending it.
Okay, you're a subhuman then. You're a subhuman. You know what? If there was an organisation of Jews called Jews for Nazis, please beat us, please gas us, please exterminate us, please dehumanize us, please lie about us, right? okay, that would be you. That's the metaphorical equivalent of you. That's an analogy of what you are. Okay, so you've just admitted you were doxed and you was probably swatted by them because of their doxing. So an attempted murder attempt was enacted on you, right? That's an attempted murder, and you're defending them, even though it's nothing to do with free speech. You okay? Look, you may not have any human dignity. You may not have any self-respect. You may be a passive, meek punching bag, right? A target, right? You may believe that you're that, but what you're advocating for, you're dragging other people down with you, right? You're advocating for a legitimate hate group, a stalking group, and you've been a victim of them. This is why I hold you in complete and utter contempt in every single way imaginable. I've got zero respect for you, right? And you know what? Do you know how they disparage men as boys, right? Actually insulting to boys. Boys have more courage than you. And I could use an animal analogy. I could call you a worm. I could call you a cockroach or something. But that would be insulting to them. They've got more respect and dignity than you have, right? Most animals, if you corner them, they'll at least try and fight back, right? All right? They've got more self-respect and dignity than you, right? Bloody hell. And I don't think there's any point watching the rest of this. I don't want to redo this. Should I do a redo this version with less insults and me being less angry? Because I think my anger is actually justified. You're defending gang stalking, you're defending attempted murder under swatting, and you're using free speech arguments to defend it, right? Like, in general, I think people should be free to express their ideas within certain limits, right? Just like freedom has limits in general, right? I should be free to do what I want. Doesn't mean I should be free to walk around the supermarket naked and piss in the food aisle in front of everyone. And if someone does that and they get arrested, they can't just go, "Oh, you're infringing on my freedoms. I should be free to do what I want," right? Okay. Freedoms end in general when they impinge on the freedoms of others and harm other people, right? Doxing, stalking, and swatting infringes on the freedoms of others. It makes them uncomfortable. It can drive them to suicide. It can get them killed, right? It's as simple as that. It shouldn't have to be explained to you, the courtroom, if you ever watch this. And I doubt that you will, because I don't think you're open to new ideas, right? And this is why I don't like right wingers in general. I don't like free speech concerned trolls. Like Raging Golden Eagle, a person I sort of had some respect for, he's free speech concerned trolling for Kiwi Farms on Twitter. And he's been pedo smeared in the past himself. He's been stalked by obsessive people on the internet, and he's defending Kiwi Farms. But he's a right wing libertarian. So this is part of the course. This is why I've got no respect for right wing libertarians, right? Zero respect for them. And I'm going to end this video again on this. You right wingers, you always fold on your principles. You'll fold on your free market principles when it's convenient. You'll join the military industrial complex, get a job in the army. You get a taxpayer funded career. You'll leave, and then you become libertarians again and rant about paying taxes for government services, right? Okay. And again, on free speech, like Ben Shapiro, right? You'll sort of waffle on about free speech, but when someone says something that offends you, right? Just offence, not that they threaten you or they're doing something criminal against you. If they offend you, you right wingers will ban them, right? So you're not consistent on this. What this is done out of spite and a psychopathic lack of regard for others. So other people suffer, other people getting stalked, other people are getting harassed. I survived my stalking and harassment. That means the other guys can take it. They just got to learn to deal with it. That's where you come from, right? And it's probably partly transphobia as well, right? And I don't like to use that word because it's abused and misused, but I think you're probably legitimately transphobic, okay? And there are people who stalk trans people and harass them and dehumanize them and call them paedophiles, right? And you're probably A-okay with that under free speech, yeah? Now, I think I've covered everything about you. I've explained to you why your position is absolute crap. I don't have to watch the rest of your video. I'll hold you in complete contempt. I hope you become a better human being, but I doubt that's ever going to happen. And I hope this doesn't get my channel banned. But you won't report this video, A, you're pro-free speech, right?